Well, hey, friends. Hi. So, if you're like me, you probably have a bunch of these jokers in your stash, whether you bought them for a dinner party and to jazz up your table, or if it was an impulse buy at one of the, Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, whatever. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, friends, we have 7 projects tonight that I'm going to use these to make super fun decor items. So we're going to repurpose them and it's going to be amazing and it's going to be fun. It's going to not break the budget. And if you know me, if you've been around here long enough, you know I don't use any toxic supplies. Like I can't use any spray paints or any heavy duty glues like that E6000. I can't do any of that. So if you also have sensitivities, I got you. Anyways, friends, I'm so excited to show you all of the projects. Like I said, 7 of them. My favorite's the last one. I always do that. Anyways, friends, I can't wait for you to see these. So for this project, I'm going to use regular Mod Podge. It's just matte Mod Podge. I have this charger plate I got on clearance. Holy Toledo, 99 cents or $1.99, I can't remember. I also have some florals from Michael's, and I have this calendar I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, and again, 99 cents on clearance, so not mad. And then I'm going to use this little burner cover just to trace out our design because it's the same size as the inside of that charger plate. So I'm going to find a matching image from the calendar, and you see here it is the same size as this burner cover is the same size as the inside of our charger plate. So I'm just getting whatever image I want, tracing it, and then we're going to cut it out. Then I had a bright idea after. I said, you know what, let's cut out the butterfly and the flower that I just a little piece of it was cut off when I cut off the image. So I figured, let's do that. It might make it look cool. And it did. Anyways, so then I wiped down my charger plate, and then I'm going to add some Mod Podge just to the center because we're not going to use it. The image isn't going to be all over. It's just going to be in that center. So I put the Mod Podge down, put my image down, then I put a piece of wax paper on top, and then used my brayer just to smooth out my image. Then I put some more Mod Podge on the back of our butterfly that we had cut out. And you'll see just on the edge of that part on the center is where the butterfly wing was. So I figured, you know what, let's just see if we can make it look like it's coming off of the page and onto the charger. I know, hooky balooky, but we're gonna do it, and it actually worked. I was very excited. These calendars, let me just tell you, are so thick. I was so excited about them because they almost have like a texture to them. They're so pretty, and was so jazzed that I got it for 99 cents. I did the same thing with that little flower that we had, and you see how, again, I'm adding it right where I cut the image off. So we're just going to smooth all that down. Once that's all smooth, then I'm going to take my sander and I'm just going to sand off the edges so that they will be flush with the charger plate. The sander I got from Walmart. It is a Gator sander. Everybody always asks. It is a nice sander though. So then I had this ribbon stuff I had gotten from Michael's. It was in my stash, and it matched the orange really nicely. So I just put a nice small layer of glue, not a layer, a bead. That's right. Why are words so hard tonight? I don't know, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I just added glue, then added our ribbon. Now we have all of these pretty florals that I had gotten at Michael's. I paid full price almost, but I had a gift card, so I justified it. Do you ever do that where you won't buy? I never buy anything on regular price stuff. So this felt extravagant to me. So I had to do something pretty. So all I'm doing here is I cut all of the florals off of the main stem, and I'm just adding glue and I'm adding them to the top of the plate. It's almost like a swag kind of look. I'm doing some on each side, and then I'm filling that in with the leaves, and I'm taking some of the florals off of the stems so that we cover up that center part so you don't see any of the wires. Again, I'm not fantastic with florals, but I feel like I'm getting better. Look how pretty this is. What? I know. I am so jazzed about this. Could you add a hanger? Sure. I didn't because I have this nice little stand, but you could certainly glue a hanger on the back if you wanted to. All right, that project gave me all the floral feels. But up next, let's try something a little bit more functional and make a handled tray. Okay, continuing on with our charger plate project. Tonight we're going to use this wooden one that I got from Hobby Lobby and make a tray. So for this project, I'm going to use some door pulls. Got these at Dollar Tree. I also have my little Fiskars drill, and I have a charger plate that I had gotten. Yeah, I really spent the money on it. It was like $2.99. It was on clearance, but I love it and I think it was worth it. So make sure that you get all the tags off. I always forget, but here's a tip for you. I don't know about you, but anytime I do this on my wooden stuff, it always leaves this nasty residue. It doesn't matter if I use a heat gun to get the stickers off. It always leaves that like squares, right? So how I get it off is I just take the stickers off and then I do a little light sanding and then voila, look at that. You can't even tell they were there. Perfect. It works for wood, doesn't work for plastic. All right, so we're going to take our door pulls out of the package. It comes with all the hardware that you need. Now, I'll be honest with you, I saw these and they're super pretty, but you know, I like a little bit more distressed vibe, a little bit more farmhouse country. So I decided to just muss up the handles just a little bit with some sanding. I'll show you how I did that after. First, what we're going to do is just mark. It has little holes where the screws are going to go. And I just took a pen and marked each spot on our charger plate to figure out where I need to drill the holes. And I'll be honest with you, the drill that I used didn't even need it. Didn't even need it. Because I'll show you what listen, half the time with these projects, I don't even realize the better way to do it until I've already done it the wrong way. So I'll show you the way that I did it first, messed it up, and then went forward. So this is the way to do it. I added just a little, this is just a nail, and I'm just nailing in each of the holes that we marked, those marks that we did earlier. I'm just pounding in the nail just a little bit for each of those marks. I had originally done a little bit of drilling with that drill and it was too much. Like it wasn't necessary because the screws that go with these handles, they have a point on them. So you just need to get them started just a little bit. The drill was too much and it wasn't the right size. And so the screw wasn't fitting right. So word to the wise, all you need to do is just put a little bit of a nail in it just to get it started. And then I just screwed them into the tray. Like holy Toledo, right? Now, could you, because I mean, if I flip this over, you'll see that they don't go all the way through, but you can see where it puckered the back a little bit. You could add like a craft stick or something like that over it if that bothered you. I'll be honest, I never look at the back of these, so I was fine with it. But again, if that bothers your aesthetic, then just glue a little craft stick on the back or a piece of felt or something or a piece of leather, whatever. It's fine. Or get smaller screws. Why would I do that though? That would be the smart thing. But anyways, so you see here, I screwed in each of the handles and holy Toledo. Like I love this. I love it so much. It was so easy. It cost next to nothing to make. I was very proud of myself. Yay! Look at how pretty that is. My goodness, I do love a handled tray. But up next, we're getting homey and making a super pretty sign. Let's make a super pretty home sign using this Dollar Tree charger plate. For this project, I used this really cool ribbon my sis with Berkshire Pickers gave me. She got it at Goodwill. I also got this ribbon from Hobby Lobby on clearance, some florals I had gotten from Michael's. Like I had mentioned, I have some things from Dollar Tree like the home sign and this charger plate. What I'm going to do first is take this it's a really wide ribbon and I love it. I'm just going to kind of put it in the center of our charger plate and kind of measure out where I want it. Then I'm going to flip the whole thing over and cut down our ribbon. Then I'm going to add some hot glue and I'm going to glue that to the back. Please make sure you protect your fingers because this is like a burlap almost, and the glue will go through and it will, well, hot glue's hot, friends. So protect yourself. So there's that. I did both sides. Make sure that it's really on there because if your hot glue gun is anything like mine, it comes out hotter than the sun. And so it takes a hot minute for it to kind of set up. Then I'm going to do on the other side, I'm just going to secure each of the ends just to make sure that they don't move around. Then I'm going to take this really cool blue ribbon. It's got like frayed edges. I want to say they're fuzzy, but they're not. It's almost like a denim. It's so pretty, but it fits just over those cows. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the first ribbon, but we're going to add some glue to the front, and I'm going to put just a dot on the sides and then one in the center, and I'm going to adhere our ribbon to that. Then we're going to hold it and flip it over, and then we're going to glue it on the back. I was tempted to use the ribbon without putting anything on top of it, but I just felt like the layering looked was just what I wanted to do this time. Fear not, though, friends. I will try to use this ribbon another time and do a cow project another time. But there it is. Super pretty, right? Then we're going to take this wooden home. It's like a cutout home sign from Dollar Tree. And I painted it with some chalk paint. It's like a grayish color. And then once that was dried, I had taken a sponge with some brown wax on it. And I'm just lightly feathering over our home sign, just on the edges, just to make it a little bit more distressed looking. If that's not your vibe, don't do it. But I love, and trust and believe, friends, I moderated myself. I did not go crazy. I wanted to so bad, but I didn't. I held back. Anyway, so there it is. Look how pretty. And then I'm going to add some hot glue to the back of that. You could use regular glue or E6000 if you wanted. Hot glue was just fine for me. And then I added it to the center. You could be done with it there, but then I decided let's add some florals. Again, I got these florals from Michael's. I had a gift card, so I splurged and got some florals that I normally wouldn't purchase because they're a little expensive for me. But look at how pretty this is. And I just started adding, I had taken all of the florals off of the main stem, and now I'm just adding them underneath those ribbons. And I'm just a little bit of hot glue and then sneak it under the ribbon set. I don't know that I am completely there with my floral arranging yet, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not mad. I feel like I am getting better this is just a word to you, anybody that struggles with anything really. The more you practice at it, the better you're going to get. Sometimes it's hard because we feel like we don't want to lean into something that we're not good at, but you're not going to get better at it if you don't do it. So I kept doing it, and look at, I'm so excited. Look how pretty she is. Up next, friends, I'm so excited. I had this vision of making a clock out of a charger plate, and it came to life. I can't wait for you to see it. For this project, I used this clock set from Michael's and this charger plate I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance. So excited. I also used my crocodile. I got my crocodile at Michael's. You can get them at Amazon or Hobby Lobby. So we're going to start by taking off the stickers. I always forget, so I'm going to remind you, take the stickers off of your charger plate. So then I have a center mark, and I'm just going to kind of mark it with, I think, a pen. I think I used a pen. Just mark it. It's not going to stay because we're going to pop a hole. So then I'm going to put my crocodile, and we're going to pop a hole. Now listen, you want to make the hole big enough for your clock mechanism to go in it. This wasn't big enough. This was just a center hole. So then what I had to do is kind of gauge it as I went. Does that make sense? So I took the center out, and I kept like trying to see, will it go in now? Nope. So then I would make the hole bigger. Is there an easier way to do this? Probably. Do I know it? No. I do only what, like, I see I need to do this, so I just move forward. And sometimes it's not the most efficient. Sometimes it is. So you'll see here, all I'm doing here is just using that crocodile and just popping little pieces off of that center hole until we get a hole big enough to put our mechanism in. It's not going to be a pretty looking hole, okay? Again, if you have some kind of drill or whatever that you could use to do this, do it to the glory of God. But I don't. And I was just doing with what I had. So crocodile, continuing to expand that hole until our mechanism fits in it. Can you get these mechanisms offline? Yes, they're cheaper probably than at Michael's or at Walmart. But this one, I was at Michael's. I had a gift card, so I figured why not just get it and be done. Did it come with numbers? No. Also fun. This clock it's going to be great because we're not going to know what time it is really. It's fine. It's fine. So you'll see here, I got the mechanism put onto our charger plate, and then just follow the directions on how to put it back together. There's a screw on it. You have to screw that on, and then you have to take one of the top knobs. You have to take that off. I didn't know that until far into this project. We figured it out though. It's fine. And then you just put the hands on. It really was kind of easy. It really was. I was fairly surprised at how easy it was once I figured out what had to come off and what had to stay. But anyway, so there is that. And then I did want to put the minute and hour hands. I wanted to put it so that the charger plate, see how it has all those decorative lines? I wanted to make sure that it would correspond with 12, 3, 6, 9, so that you could kind of know what time it was ish, or you could make it a little bit easier. So all in all, put it back together, and I'm not mad. Could I put something on it for numbers? I suppose so, but you know what? I'll be honest. I don't want to. Time sure does fly when you're crafting cute things, but let's bring it back to the table with a centerpiece idea you are gonna love. Get ready for such a super easy project, but so pretty, and we're gonna be upcycling stuff. Okay, for this project, I'm using my handy dandy crocodile again. I also have a drill. I have this little knob that came from it was from a shelf that I had taken down, but it was when my children were really small. So it's very sentimental. And then I, of course, have a charger plate, and I have a screw that will go into the charger plate and the little knob that came off of our shelf. I also have heavy duty glue, but I wound up not using it because I did not use those little wood beads. So the first thing I'm going to do is this little shelf knob. I'm going to cut the very end of it off. However you need to cut it off. I'm just using this little saw, and I cut off the end so that it is flush. Ta-da! There is a little bit of a nub on it, like a little rough spot. So all I did was take my gator sanding thing and just sanded it off. And it was fairly easy to sand. It's fairly soft wood, so it sanded down really easily. Ta-da! Then after that, I am going to drill a hole in the center. Make sure, this is a word to the wise friends, make sure that your drill bit is small enough, and because if it's too big for your screw, then it won't work, right? And if it's too small, that'll be challenging as well. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to take my charger plate, and in the center of that, I'm going to pop a hole with my crocodile. And I'm telling you, friends, this crocodile is one of the best purchases I ever made. I have this one and the handheld one. They go through everything, including plastic, as you'll see here. What? I know. Now, again, as I mentioned, this drill bit, too big. So I brought it to my husband, and he drilled a little hole for me. And then I have my screw. I'm going to put that from the bottom up, and then we're going to screw on that little knob. You could do this with a hand, like a knob, like a doorknob. Listen, I am all about trays for my table. We love putting like lemons out or fruit or veggies. And this just makes it so pretty and decorative. Again, this was so kiss simple. It wasn't even funny. Look at all you'd have to do is screw the knob into the center of it, and it's done. It's so pretty. Yes, I bought a lot of these charger plates. They were so cheap at Hobby Lobby on the clearance section, and I was just so excited because they're so farmhouse-like. Look how pretty. Like, really? Look how cute that is. I love it. You know I can't resist me a bee project. This next one, I jazzed up with some florals I had gotten from a tag sale. Friends, you know I can't resist doing a bee project whenever I can, and I saw this charger plate and knew exactly what I needed to do. So for this project, I'm using some florals I had gotten from a tag sale. I also have some ribbon. I have some matte Mod Podge. This is a printout that I had made of a graphic that I made in Canva. I also have some distressing tools and this bee-inspired charger plate that I got from Dollar Tree. So the first thing I do with this printout is I had taken a Q-tip and I dip it in water and I go around it twice so that the paper is saturated. And this way we can kind of tear out our image so that it looks all distressed on the edge, but it's not going to like tear where we don't want it. Look at how cool. You want to make sure you dry that. Then I sanded our plate because I wanted it to look a little distressed. Wiped it down. Then back to our image, I am taking it's just a little pad on a handle and some ink, and I'm just going around the edges to make it look distressed. Then I did the same thing with a little bit of brown wax, went around the edges with that. Again, you don't have to do that part. I just like it looking really junky. So then I'm going to take some of the matte Mod Podge and just put it on the center of our charger plate. Then we're going to add our image. Then I added a piece of wax paper and then used my brayer to just smooth down the image so that it's really adhered. All right. Now here's a fun little situation we're going to do with this little bouquet. I'm going to make a loop with our ribbon. And you want to make sure that the tail of that loop sticks out at the bottom. Now you're going to wrap the rest of the ribbon, you're going to wrap it from the bottom up. Again, make sure that the tail of that loop is sticking out. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Go all the way up, leave a little loop at the very top though, okay? So then when you get to the very top of your wrapping, you're going to take the end of the part of the ribbon that you had just wrapped and you're going to put it in the loop. You'll see in a moment what I mean when I say put it in that loop. So here we have the end of that. We're going to put that in the loop. And then this is where that tail comes in that we had earlier. So now you're going to pull on that tail and it is going to pull that loop to the inside of what you just wrapped so that it is on the inside and not on the outside. Could you just tuck it? Yes, I suppose you could. I suppose you could, but I have never done anything the easy way. If there's a challenging way to do it, I'll find it. It's fine. But you'll see here, I did the same, I just tucked the other part of it in there. It's fine. Just wrap the end of your bouquet. That's all. Then I just tied a ribbon and a bow around the very top so that it looked like a little bouquet. Super pretty. Do you have to do this part? No, but I felt like it looked a little bit more put together doing this. Then I added some hot glue to the back of that and I placed it onto our charger plate. Make sure you're going to be tempted to just let it go. It's not going to be set yet. Your hot glue needs time to set. So just hold it there, be patient, say a prayer, sing a song, whatever you got to do. And then look, look at how pretty that is. I love it. Okay, friends, one more project. It's my favorite. And this one, it's not only super pretty, it's super useful. Friends, let's make a paper plate holder out of this charger plate and a napkin holder from Dollar Tree. For this project, I'm using this cute little sign I got from Dollar General, a napkin holder from Dollar Tree. I also have some zip ties. I'm using this charger plate I got on clearance from Hobby Lobby, and I have some florals that I had left over from another project, and these pretty florals I bought from Michael's, and my crocodile. So first thing we're going to do is you're going to place your napkin holder on the charger plate a little bit on the bottom, right? And then I'm just going to mark 2 spots for the top and the bottom of your napkin holder. Then I'm going to take my crocodile. I'm going to pop holes where we marked. So you're going to have 4 holes total. Ta-da! And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. 2 more holes. This crocodile, I'm telling you, best thing ever. All right, so there it is. You get the idea, right? Now we're going to take our zip tie. And we're going to go from the bottom up. So you're going to go in through that hole, go around your napkin holder, and then back through the same hole. So you want to make sure that you're using a zip tie that will fit through that hole, 2 strands of it, right? These are like a medium zip tie. And you're going to put all of them in. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the best way to do it is to have that nub where the end of your zip tie goes, have it all the way to the hole, and then pull the tail through that way. That's the easiest way I've found to get the zip ties together. And then you're going to cut off the ends. Cut off the excess, and I am so jazzed about this. Has been living rent-free in my head for I can't tell you how long. I'm so excited. So then I marked a couple more holes, a couple more spots on the top because we're going to add a hanger. And again, crocodile, I'm going to pop 2 holes there. Then I'm going to add jute to that. And I like the knot in the front. If you don't like the knot in the front, don't do it. But I think it makes it look a little bit more farmhouse. So that's how I did it. Just tied knots. Now we have a hanger. Now we have that little sign thing. Not completely needed, but I thought it added just a little bit of something to it. So I actually taped it onto the napkin holder and then glued the napkin holder and the little sign together. Now I have a piece of floral foam, and I'm just measuring how big of the space between the bottom of the napkin holder and the bottom of the plate is, and I cut it. Then we're going to add some hot glue and add that to the center of the bottom of our napkin holder. Then we're going to add some florals. Again, I am a work in progress when it comes to these florals, but holy Toledo, I feel like I'm getting better, or I'm buying better florals. Maybe the florals are just so pretty and it doesn't matter what I do. I don't know, but I don't care. Because let me tell you, I am so excited about this. I just kept adding more of the florals all around, making sure that we add them so we hide all of that floral foam. These florals that Michael's had, oh my goodness, it's just so, and I think it was from fall, to be honest with you, but these match my kitchen. Look at, yes, I celebrated. Look at how cute. And then we're going to add a paper plate to it. Now, you don't have to add anything to it. It looks super pretty, but you could put paper plates in it. You could put mail in it. You could put napkins in it. You could do anything. Oh my gosh. Such a versatile project. And that, my friends, is how you turn the humble charger plate into 7 super fun DIY decor items that didn't break the bank and they were super fun to make. If you had a favorite, tell me in the comment. If you had come on, really? Tell me that too, because I want to improve. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for being here. And until next time, see you later.